Yes. Oh my God.
Hey
Oh,
there.
yay. Oh my God. I'm so grateful to you. I am so grateful to you. You have no idea. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Tina. Thank you so much. I am so
Sure.
appreciative of this. Hold on, let me cut this music down in the background a little bit. Um, wow, we're not taping yet. Okay, we're not taping yet, but I wanted to thank you because I knew I was running late. I was already running late. Like I'm a mess. Okay. I just want you to know I'm a mess. But right before I was about to come and get started, my daughter calls me and my daughter needed me. So I was like, so I told her, I'm like, honey, I'm already like 22 minutes late. I'm hooking up the Zoom. Don't, mommy's listening. It's okay. So I was just trying to get it all together. And thank you for holding on because I told her, I'm like, oh my gosh, I saw where it says Tina is waiting. And I was like,
Yeah,
honey, she's already there. I promise I'll call you back after this Zoom. So I'm so grateful to you. Thank you.
no problem. I mean, you have to be flexible in this world. Things come up at the last minute. Your daughter's important. So even if you have to reschedule, let me know.
Oh my gosh. I was praying we didn't have to because today is 8/8. And I'm like, I know whatever it is that we talk about is going to be amazing. And so I wanted us to get together today, no matter what. I just couldn't believe it happened today. Um, hold on, let me cut this music down a little bit more. I don't know if you know my story, but I tell you what, I'm going to cut our recording on so I can capture everything we talk about. Hold on. I don't have the
Okay.
recording at all. So let me put that on. Okay. We are officially recording because I just realized I am recording. So this is all here. Okay.
Good thing we
I
didn't
told you I'm a
reveal too
mess.
much.
I thought I paused it when we first got started.
Yeah, I heard it was recording from the beginning, so I was wondering, but that's okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're not live anywhere. So at least that's happening. So that's good. The funny thing is, I'm an astrologer. And so I knew it was going to be a little weird for my daughter. And I was literally on the phone with her. And I was telling her little things like, honey, you know, we've got Mars and Jupiter and Gemini, and they're both square your sun, moon, and Mercury today.
Oh yeah, Mercury retrograde.
And right, and Mercury's retrograde in Virgo, and she's a Virgo, but it was all her sun, moon, and Mercury were square, Gemini and Mars. They were like in between, smushed between that Gemini. And then there's Saturn opposing at 18 degrees of Pisces. So I had to, it's a T square. I was like, okay, honey, the outlet was going to be in her sixth house of health. Mom, astrologers on the phone saying, baby, I want you to be careful. And Pluto was conjunct her midheaven of all things because Pluto is Hades. So I was, honey, I need you to be careful. Someone has stolen her trike because she's got mobility issues. And someone had literally broken through three locks and stolen her trike that very morning. And so I was already concerned for her. And she was on the phone with me and she captured this on the ring phone, on the
Mhm.
phone with me as I'm telling her, slips, dislocates, or not dislocates, but she got a concussion and a neck injury and had to go to the hospital. So it was so strange that it happened while we were on the phone because I was literally telling her to be careful at the moment.
Yeah. Mm.
Sometimes,
We always have to be careful. We have to stay grounded, you know.
yes. And that,
Whenever I hear of someone slipping, falling, I said, gosh, get out and get your feet in the grass right now. Like I've actually done that last year. I think it was Reiki Master Teacher class, and my students started to have these weird symptoms, like they felt lightheaded and they felt headachy. And I was like, okay, stop everything and let's go outside and put our feet in the ground. You guys are discharging energy. You need to, get your energy grounded.
She needs to get her energy grounded. And one of the things I just told her, I said, honey, have you taken a shower? Because I had to shower before we got together today. I realized I hadn't taken a shower. I had not since today's the 8th, right? So after the new moon,
Eight, eight, eight.
888. So the new moon was the 5th. I think I took one that morning, but after I had not taken a shower, the 6th, the 7th, the days the 8th, like yesterday was a whole mess because the robbery happened at 5:45 in the morning or 6:45 in the morning.
Oh, wow.
So it was a
That's
whole
scary.
day. Yeah, the whole day was just yee. So I
Oh,
had to shower. And I asked her, I says, honey, have you showered? And she said, no. I'm like, you have to shower off everything from the new moon from down. It has to be washed off. You cannot carry that new moon energy. And especially for her, because I would think that was opposing her natal Mars. I think all of that had everything into play. But we have to clear and rinse ourselves of some of the stuff that we carry through each day. Sometimes we carry so
true.
much mess with
I
us.
live in South Carolina, so it's really hot and muggy here.
Oh yeah.
So when I first moved here, I was taking showers every day. And now I'm like,
Yeah.
everybody's sweaty like me. Like it's a part of life if we smell a little sweaty. I mean, we can't be showering like twice a day, you know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
So put
I
a
think it's
little
more about yeah,
essential
for me it's
oils
more
on.
yeah, for me it's more about removing the energies.
Yes, for that definitely
Yeah.
is a good. So it's 888 today. You're hearing it now. Take a shower today. Do your manifestation ritual, which I plan on doing at 444. And I did a short video today on social media about it, just quick tips. So I said, write 8 things you want to manifest and 8 things you're ready to let go, and then burn it and say, I
Mm.
release this to the universe.
Mhm.
And that can be your manifestation ritual today. I love burning things. So
Me too. Oh my, when you said that, it resonated so much with me. Oh
it's a
wow.
fire ceremony, people. I'm not
Yeah.
like, it's just a little
Yeah.
piece of paper, but it's fun.
It's funny. One of the things I talk about a lot is when I had separated from my ex, and it was a bad marriage, okay? And we hadn't even gotten, I think we got past our second anniversary, but there was all this anger, and I still had the cake. So I did a ritual. And one of the things I did was I pulled out the wedding cake out the freezer, and I smashed it into the sink, and I ran the water, and I was taping it. And I did this ritual with the paper and the writing, and I wrote down all the stuff. I was so angry at him. So I wrote every nasty, horrible, disgusting thing I could. We should die, all this stuff. And then, of course, I had to burn it. We don't want to carry that around.
No, you don't want to keep that kind of stuff around.
I had to burn it. But it was one of the most satisfying burning rituals, even to this day, because there was so much garbage that I wrote, and I just got all of it out. And I tell people when I'm helping them that if you're going through a really bad patch, the best thing you can do is to do a ritual like that, where you get all of that out of you onto some piece of paper somewhere or something, and then you burn it. You let it go. Even the act of burning it removes it even more, even after you've purged it. So it's like a double purging. It's so cathartic. It's
Yeah, I agree.
thank
I
God.
actually recommend that to my clients all the time,
Yeah.
because they're holding all this stuff in their energy field and in their bodies, and they have no way of releasing it. And sometimes you can't talk to these people that have hurt you.
Yeah.
You're either not talking to them anymore, hopefully, if it's been really bad abuse, or, these people, they'll never apologize for what
Never.
they've done. So you're not going to receive closure talking to that person. So you need to let it out somehow.
Yes. It is so true what you just said. Even to this day, I don't have the closure, but I've got the closure that I created with that ritual.
Right. So
Yeah.
you can always create closure with the universe and the creator. They're always listening. And so, you may not be able to talk to the person, but the universe is listening to you
Yeah.
and your intentions and your feelings and your thoughts.
And you know what? You just mentioned something. You mentioned your group. And I know you, Tina, from I think your group, which you got a couple of thousand people in your group, don't you? As far as I know. Tell me a little bit more about the work you do, because I know you're amazing. I've seen you around, and I know you're an amazing coach and a helper to people. So tell us a little bit about you.
Okay, so I am a shamanic healer and a Reiki master teacher for 10 years now. My business name is Stargazing Angel because I love to stargaze and because angels are one of my prominent guides for my whole life,
Yeah.
in reality, but I've been cognizant of it for about 15 years. And I'm in Somerville, which is a little town outside of Charleston, South Carolina. And gosh, like I've been doing this for 10 years.
Wow.
And I filled out your little bio and you asked me, what am I most proud of? And what I'm most proud of is I never gave up because there have been many times when I was like, fuck this.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't deal
Yeah.
with this anymore. I don't think people are really hearing me or understanding me, but we're just one of those special people. And I'm sure you are like that too. We're the unicorns on the planet. And
Yeah.
we're very different from
Yeah.
regular people. And I think we're supposed to be that way.
Yes. You know, it's funny. When I was younger, I knew or felt there was something different. But I think when you're younger, you tend to internalize it because you then begin to think, what's wrong with me? Instead of going, there's something different and it's okay. And as you get older, you begin to accept, hey, this difference is what makes me special. But when you're young, it might be a little trying. So if you are young, it's okay. If you're different, if people think you're weird, especially if you're into things like astrology and the universe and Reiki and healing. And, I just believe that some people are on this earth to bring light, literally.
Yeah.
That's why,
We're not here to follow the herd. We're not here to be like everybody else. We're here to be our true, authentic selves. And I think growing up, I was like, I don't know if I ever said something's wrong with me, but I thought there's something really different about me
yeah.
from other people. But then sometimes I was like, what's wrong with people? Like,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
So were you spiritual even when you were real young, before you became a Reiki healer?
Think so. I think I was, a sensitive child and I come from sensitive people. But of course, our ancestors sometimes they don't know how to deal with that sensitivity, so they turn to food or alcohol or, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I grew up in New York City, so you can
Oh,
imagine I was bombarded by
yeah.
energies there. I call it boot camp for psychics.
Ah, I'm from Jersey. Are you from Jersey? I'm from Jersey, right? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I grew up in Manhattan, so I think I
Wow.
became a good blocker
Oh,
for sure.
wow.
And I think
Yeah.
it served me well, actually, because now, like, I'm very good at turning my sensitivity and intuition on and off when I need it.
Mhm.
But I'm sure as a child, like, I was overwhelmed. Another astrologer told me that a phoenix line runs through New York City.
Mm.
And he said he's a cartographer. So
Oh,
cartography meaning looking at
Astro,
astrologically the
yeah,
places that are resonant
I
to
love
you
that.
or yeah.
Yes.
So he's like, you grew up in New York City, there was a phoenix line through it, and he's like, you felt like you were gonna die, but you
Mhm.
were always reborn. You always got up and kept going. And that's basically my MO.
Wow. Wow. I'm looking at you because one of the things I like to do is just try to discover what sign they are. And I'm trying to place you and I'm having a hard time right now because there's a lot.
Wow.
Yeah, I am. There's a lot of varied colors around you. I see blue and green that are prominent, and I'm getting maybe Aquarius or Pisces, but then I'm going to know there's Virgo here. I'm trying to understand where you're coming from.
Well, you're on point. You want me to tell you?
Tell me, tell me, tell me.
So I'm a Pisces sun, but I'm a Virgo rising.
Oh my God. I felt that so much. And I'm like, I have to find out before she goes on. Oh my God, you emanate that. But I wasn't sure. I'm like, I don't want to say it to her unless, am I picking up the right vibe? I'm picking up the right vibe. It's a,
Perfect.
yeah, that's amazing. It's amazing because you're from New York and you had to, live through that experience of living in New York, which is major, major. And it's probably
Yeah.
why you're really probably smart, very, very smart. I
Yeah,
sense,
I always say, it wouldn't be my first choice to grow up there, but you grow up there, you're not afraid of anything
yeah,
after that. People are like, oh, that's a bad neighborhood. I can't go in there. I'm like, I've seen worse,
yeah,
like
yeah.
I've been to worse.
You
So,
know what?
you
So
know,
I agree with you, but then there's some people like I have Saturn in the first house. I think that should tell you everything I'm about to say. So I kind of internalized living. I'm from, the Camden, New Jersey. I know you know about Camden, New Jersey, if you're from Manhattan. Horrible. At one part, it was the worst city on the East Coast, and you know it. All the crime and murders and everything happened in Camden, New Jersey. So I had a bad childhood, which is exactly what they say Saturn in the first house means. And it's that area, it's that East Coast area where there's the drugs, the crime, the whatever.
me too. I mean, I grew up
Yeah,
in the 70s and 80s
yeah,
in New York City and Upper West Side. It's a beautiful neighborhood now, but it was kind of dicey
yeah.
growing up. And Harlem was just a wreck at the time.
I'm just
And I
remembering the
remember,
movies like across 110th Street. No, that's not the
yeah,
movie.
like you don't want to cross that street because it's a different world. You know what I mean?
And it was so scary. They had some scary movies back then. Like the fact that you managed to get out of that and now you're in North Carolina, that has to be so much more peaceful than Manhattan.
Well,
Slower.
I'm in South Carolina,
South Carolina.
and um, when
That's
I
even
moved
slower.
when
South
I
Carolina.
moved here 8 years ago, I realized how uncomfortable I had been in New York. Like I feel comfortable down here. Like I always say, I'm a Southerner
Yeah.
at heart, and I
Yeah.
married a Southern man from Georgia. So I love it down here. I really would never move back up north.
And I love you talk slow and there's this little drawl in there too. Now, just I'm relaxed
Oh
in my
no!
you do when you go. I talk like a rabbit out because I've got Mercury in Aquarius. So I'm and you're like, yes, I'm down in South Carolina. Just a nice little relax. I can feel the relaxation within you.
Yeah, that's deliberate too, because when you grow up in the city, you rush, rush, rush everywhere. So you eat fast, you walk fast, you talk fast. And, after I left that culture, I was like, why am I rushing around anymore? This is a bad habit that I need to break. So I deliberately just slow down.
Beautiful. If there is somebody who is interested in something like Reiki or just really slowing down the pace of their life and getting more in touch with themselves, what would you recommend them to do to get on that path of something more spiritual?
I would definitely try different things. I'm an avid reader, so I read a lot and I love to read about spirituality and different healing modalities. I'm just kind of a nerd that way. But, I think you can make a choice every day to slow down and be mindful about what you're thinking, how you're feeling, to stop rushing. I think so many people just rush around and I don't understand it, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't understand if you need to drive aggressively. I'm just going to meet you at the red light up ahead. You're really not going to get that far ahead. So
Yeah.
I don't understand it. Maybe you can explain it.
I mean, the fact that you said the word aggressively, because that is a word, aggressive is a word that I've been throwing around a lot lately. And I mean, I blame Trump, but that's not him. They wouldn't be open to it if it wasn't somewhere floating in the universe, right? No matter how negative, they wouldn't be open to it. So my thing is, why are people so aggressive or open to that aggressive? I don't know, that
Yeah,
vibe.
I think we live in a
Something
culture
weird.
where competition is looked at as a good thing. And I actually think competition is darkness. And like with the Olympics and, competing and trying to be number one and the sacrifices these athletes make hurting themselves and injuring themselves. And like, what is this about? Like, what is the point of this? And is this making anybody better? Is it making any of us feel better? I don't like the whole competition energy. It's very us versus them. And that is a lie because we're all connected. You are me and I am you. I don't need to compete with you, you know? I don't need to look at Adrienne and say, hey, she has a podcast. I need to make one that's better than hers. Like, I don't even think that way.
Right,
Like, I think very cooperative and more helping and service, not us versus them. So we need to get away from that.
right. How do we do that? Like sometimes I post things about because I see evil really clearly. And so I post things and I get so much pushback. It's as though they're reveling in the evil that is there or the darkness or I don't know what you call it. To me, it's just I can feel that it's evil. But some people they don't even feel that. It's like it goes over them.
I think a lot of people are unaware, unawake, unconscious. They're just being told what to do, and they may be comfortable with that to
Mm.
follow, what somebody else wants them to do. There is a lot of darkness, and I always say choose which side you're going to be on. Are you of the light or are you going to choose the dark side? It's a choice every moment of every day.
Every moment of every day. So people just know that you're making a choice every day. I think sometimes we forget. We just go along with the crowd or, what TV tells us or media or whatever. And we think, okay, that's the way to think. But sometimes we have to start to feel internally, what does our gut really tell us? Does it feel good? Does it feel like it's right? Or does it feel like it's wrong? And I know one of the things I had said in a comment was even dogs know when they did something wrong. If you've ever seen a dog do something wrong, they give you this look like
Yeah.
they know, they know. So, and
And animals and dogs are,
they
they
know.
have so much light and unconditional love in them, and they are the one of the greatest gifts for us on this planet.
Yeah. We, they, there's just, they're pure, right?
Yeah.
They're
They
pure.
don't think, they're not like stuck in our heads like everybody else.
Yeah.
And, they feel their way through life and they just want to have fun and they love us. Like, why? I don't know, but
Yeah.
they love humans, and they want to be with us and they want to heal us and they want to love us. That's it. That's all they're here for.
Yeah. So I'm thinking about pets and dogs. I'm thinking that's one great way to get to your heart. What would you suggest to people to get more into their heart? Because I really feel like that's part of what it is. They're just disconnected some way from whatever that is. That is our heart
Yeah.
or
It really takes mindfulness and practice and learning how to understand what you're feeling and understand also for those empaths and sensitives out there that not everything you're feeling is from you. And that we're like these big battery antennas and you know, we're we're getting information from the ether, and it's not you. Like people blame themselves. And I said, it's just what you're tuning into. Just be mindful of what you're tuning into. I know what thoughts are mine, and I know what thoughts I'm picking up on.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that is such, I've done that exercise and that is such a great exercise. There was one exercise and it's like put down your limiting beliefs and uh just list what your voice is telling you or when and is it your voice or something like that. Well, I did that and it was my grandmother.
Or your
And
spirit guides, or,
it was
like they
literally
talk
my
to you all the
grandmother's voice,
time.
like when I because my grandmother
What's
helped
it
raise me,
sound
but it
like?
was like something like, girl, so go sit down. Nobody wants to hear you. Da, 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 da. You know, we berate ourselves. But it was literally my grandmother. Like it was her voice and everything in my head. I'm like, I've got
Yeah.
it. She's been dead since 1989. I got to get that out of my head. So yeah, how many of us carry those voices? Like maybe your mother or father or somebody said something to us in passing, and we're carrying that voice around for the next 20, 30 years, not even realizing we're internalizing someone else's opinion of us. So
Right.
crazy, isn't it?
Hmm.
The interesting exercise. How is there any exercise or tip that you would have for someone to get more in touch with their inner voice and that their real true self?
Yeah, I mean, you've got to quiet your mind. And one of the easiest things is to practice mindfulness outside. So get outside and use your five senses and ask yourself, what do I see? What do I hear? What do I smell? What do I feel?
Mm-hmm.
And that's all you focus on. And then meditation's wonderful to quiet your mind. It does take practice, but you can always start with guided meditations. I had to do that myself 15 years ago. I couldn't quiet my mind. So I would do the guided meditations and focus on, visualizing what the guided meditation would tell me to visualize. So that's a good practice. But remember, it's a muscle, and if you keep working it, you'll get stronger. So there have been moments where I'll be sitting in a group and somebody will be asking me, "What are you thinking about?" And I'll be like, "Nothing. I'm actually not thinking about anything. I'm
Yeah.
I'm listening, to what other people are saying, but I'm not thinking about anything. I'm
I
just
love it.
present."
I love that. And you know what I love? You said your sun is in Pisces and your rising is in Virgo. Are they making an aspect to each other? The rising?
I don't know. My
Oh,
astrology is limited,
oh,
so
I wish I
I
knew.
yeah, I
Yeah.
could send you my natal chart.
I
I
would
have it.
love to. Okay, that'll be my gift to you. That'll be a
Have
gift
you
to
ever heard of star seeds? The
yeah,
term star seed.
yeah.
So, um, Lavender is the astrologer that termed that. I don't know if you know that. And she was doing readings. I'd had lots of readings with her, but there are these star seed markers that she identified on the natal chart.
Mm,
And so, like, for example, Galactic Center or Mary Magdalene and Jesus are starseed
mm,
markers. So, when I first got a reading with her, she told me 10 of my 12 houses had starseed markers, which is really high.
mm.
And she
I think I was
herself,
thinking of something else when you said star seeds, but this is an interesting modality. Go ahead. It's interesting.
yeah, so she herself has 12 out of 12.
Wow.
And so what it really means is, we come from another planet and we came and incarnated here to teach, to serve, to bring our light and our wisdom to the planet at this time, this crazy time we're living in. So, yeah,
That's amazing.
I
I
bet you
actually
have a
believe
lot.
that too. I believe that we came here to teach and to share knowledge. I do believe that we came here from another planet. It's weird since I was a little, like maybe 3 or 4, I've had this memory of coming across a field. We're all in white. It's more than me. It's maybe 1,000 people in white crossing like this big grassy meadow. And I've seen that since I was little. Now, I don't know what that is. Some people, the fact that I've read what other people have seen it and crossed the same meadow in the same white. I don't know those people
Interesting.
all across the world. So other people have had the same memory.
I remember it right before I incarnated. And I remember sitting in a table with some of my family members, and we were talking about what we were planning to do and laughing about it. And I remember the very last being I talked to before I
Wow.
jumped into my body was Archangel Gabriel.
Wow.
And he handed me a key. And for a
Oh
long
my
time,
gosh. Oh my gosh. Tell me what the color of the key was. Tell me what the color.
it was gold.
Oh my
And
God. Oh my gosh. I'm freaking out. I'm sorry. I'm gonna tell you, but I'll tell you. I got
for
this.
a long time, I didn't know what it meant. And when I meditated on it and reflected on it, I meant the key represents all of my psychic gifts and wisdom and abilities that I brought with me in this incarnation.
I got a story to share. It is a
Let me
story I've
hear
been
it.
telling for 30 some years because my daughter is now 30, almost 38 years old. And when my daughter was little, she was very, 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 very psychic. She was completely open. I don't know why. So one of the things my daughter said to me, that's why I asked you what was the color. She said she was at a party and she was partying up wherever we're from, and they pulled her away from the party and she was angry. So she stole the golden keys and they were upset at her for having all the golden keys. But because she has so many golden keys, she was going to be lucky in life. My daughter is now an entrepreneur and she has her own business and she has her ups and downs, but she mentioned the golden keys at 3 years old.
That's
And I
amazing.
cannot believe that because I've heard other after the fact professionals talking about the golden keys. And I'm like, how would this 3-year-old know about the golden keys? And the fact that someone like Gabriel or someone was talking to her and they were aware that she had the keys and she's like, Mom, you got to protect me. They know I got the keys or they're coming after me because of the keys. It was crazy. When she was I guess around 12 months or 13 months, she went into a deep, it was a fever. And they had told me she was going to die. And they prepare you because she had gotten up like 106, I think it was, and she had been there for so long. They packed her in ice. And they're like, even if she comes back, she's going to have brain damage, da 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 da. And by the way, my daughter is a Virgo. And so when she woke up, she was speaking. She was not speaking in full sentences before, but when she woke up, she did. And there was this moment in between where it was a Catholic hospital, but it was like this beautiful, it sounded like Mary, the Mother Mary. And she was doing her blessing, and we all joined in and did the Lord's Prayer and everything around my daughter. And like I said, when she woke up, she was speaking, and she's been a genius ever since. And I always wondered, was this something like, did they come and, repair things, get the keys, give her this knowledge, whatever it was? I don't know what it was. But to this day, it freaks me out to this day about the golden keys. Just amazing
Yeah,
that
that's interesting because I really haven't heard of anybody else receiving golden keys.
just freaky one that we've even had this conversation together too, that about the golden keys. Just an amazing, amazing thing. I definitely believe we had a prior life, that we came from a prior.
And guess what? PSA, people like us are highly, highly protected by spirit and the angels because look at where I grew up, in New York City. And I mean, my angels must have been flinging things off of me all the time, going, no, you can't get near her.
Yeah.
Doesn't know. When I got older, I had to do it myself. But as a child, I think I was highly protected. And I think that's the agreement I had with spirit is I'm not going to come into this timeline unless I get the best protection out there.
Wow. Wow. And that is such a Pisces thing to think too. Please protect
Is
me.
it?
Right. Yeah. Because, Pisces are, end quote, sorry to say this, but they're, end quote, the weakest of all of the zodiac signs, but they are the most spiritual. And they are the ones I think who should be the most protected of all of the signs. I mean, other than a Cancer, the water signs, especially Pisces and Cancer, and Aries too. They're the babies of the zodiac. And so, yes, you have been protected. And there is something about your countenance that is pure. I see it. the purity about you. It could be your Virgo rising, but no, I just think you're naturally pure. And I think it's beautiful that you found Reiki and that you found a way to stay pure, because life, as you can see, there's so much darkness, like we were talking about. Anyone who's remained pure throughout this darkness is a special spirit.
Yeah, and for those of you who resonate with being pure, being good, holding your light, you have to be a warrior too. You have to fight back and get your guardians in row.
Yeah.
I've got mine, and if you get in dicey situations, call on them.
Yeah.
And at this point, uh, a spirit knows who I am, good, bad, in the middle. So, they don't come around anymore. It's just, and good.
That's
Stay away.
great. That's great. That is a good message too, that the more spiritual you are, the more grounded you are, the less you have to deal with the outside or darker influences affecting your decisions, your life, your
I play a
results.
little game with them. So if I feel kind of an energy around me that's not so great, I say, "Hey, let's talk about love. Let's talk about how wonderful the creator is and how beautiful this planet is." And they're just literally don't want to even do that. So it
Yeah.
literally repels them away from you.
So just start talking good, start talking
Yeah.
positive and bringing positive things into the world, and that will repel the darkness and repel the evil.
Exactly. And you can do that with your heart energy too. When you've been doing Reiki as long as I have, and you've strengthened your energy, you can push out your love energy anywhere. And it's like a sweeper. You just sweep away the debris around you.
How would we do that? How would we push out our love energy?
So you go into your heart chakra, which is at the center of your chest,
Mm.
and I breathe in really deeply in. And I picture my energy pushing out around me, all around me, in front, to the side, and the back, and I just push it out as far as possible. And that's how you push out your heart energy. Your heart energy is really strong.
I love that. It's beautiful. I do sacred soul alignment healing, and there's one of the things that we do where we go into the heart of creation, and it goes out 10 feet around us and protects us. And it is a good feeling when you feel like you're in this bubble of protection. It's such a great vibe. So yeah.
Yeah. And I've had sensitives tell me when they come to my house, they can feel my energy down the end of the street.
Wow. Wow. That's why you're protected, because your energy is so strong. Miss Pisces, you're a spiritual woman who is here to share your energy with the world. I really believe that. I really do. Especially with the rising, and something tells me they're exactly opposed, but I can't wait to see your horoscope chart just to see how much of a connection they're really making with each other. So I'm trying to see if I asked you all the questions I had to ask about you. I know one of the things I didn't ask is what are some of the interesting facts about you? But I think the fact that you're from Manhattan is the most interesting fact. Like that's an amazing thing. One of the things I didn't get to ask you, is there anything that you would like to promote right now, that you would like to share with the listeners?
Yeah, so I'm doing this great 1 day retreat in Somerville, Charleston on September 28th. I'm partnering up with two other healers. One is a hypnotherapist and the other is a licensed counselor. And the theme is to ignite your passion and release your fears. So
Mm,
we're offering a bunch of modalities that day in a small group setting. And so we're looking for more people to sign up for that. The space is limited. It's only going to be a group of 12 plus the
wow.
teachers. And so you can get that information on my website, tinakinneyclarke.com, or you can find me on Instagram and Facebook and message me if you have any questions on it.
And if you make sure, put in the chat for me the link And I will make sure I put that when I upload this to YouTube or wherever I upload it, because I'm going to put this everywhere, Tina, on TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. Everyone is going to hear
Yeah. And
this.
so it's been a dream of mine to do retreats and tours. And so I have a tour percolating next year on Egypt
Wow.
because I recently spent 2 weeks in Egypt in April. And so I would love to co-host a spiritual tour to Egypt in the spring. So sign up for, my subscriber list, and I'll be talking about that too. Once I get I'm still getting the numbers finalized for that, but Egypt is amazing, amazing. And so many people are called to go, and you need to go.
It's
Just go
funny.
find the funds and go.
That's a big one, Egypt. So yeah, I have been called to go to Egypt. So that's so weird that you said that. Just
Yeah.
dreams
And
of like
when
riding down the
spirit
Nile or something, right?
Yeah, spirit calls me. It gets irritating because they won't stop. And the first half of the year, they were like, "You need to go, you need to go, you need to go to Egypt." I was like, "Okay, I'll figure it out." Like,
Wow.
I found people. I didn't know them very well in this lifetime, obviously. Like, we knew each other from other lifetimes, but and made it happen. So, this tour you'll be able to pay in installments.
Oh, that's
So you
good.
won't have to do, one big payment. And so that's coming up too. So I'm really excited about that.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. Do you have installments on the retreat coming up in South Carolina, or is that just one lump sum?
We don't, right now, you could reserve your spot for a $50 deposit, and then you can pay the rest, up to the day of the retreat.
Okay, sounds great. Other question, I don't know if you saw I had asked, do you have an affiliate program if anyone wants to help promote you?
No, I don't have an affiliate program. So
Okay, I always ask that question just in case people are in the midst of promoting and giving other people opportunities to promote them, because there's a lot of people who really are very excited about the spiritual movement. And I really want us to touch as many of those people as possible to share your message. And if anyone can collaborate and help you to share your message, I want to give them that opportunity as well.
thank you so much. It's 888. So take some action today, whether it's you do your own manifesting ritual, or you sign up for a retreat, or you buy a book on a subject matter that's interesting to you. The universe works on action. You need to take action towards your goals and your aspirations.
Yes. And I think one of the things I had heard about 888, on this day, try your best to concentrate on what it is you want to happen. Try to avoid anything that's not what you want to happen, because you don't want to manifest something you don't want to happen. So keep thinking about what you want, what you want, what you want, not what you don't want, what you want.
Yeah, today's not the
Yeah.
day to be in a bad mood and spiral down into your negative thoughts. Like, do that tomorrow. Don't do
Right.
that today. You
Right.
know, Today we just had Hurricane Debbie come through. We've been
Yeah.
stuck 15 inches of rain, and finally the sun came out today. So, very auspicious
Yes, that's
sign.
beautiful. Beautiful. And I'm so glad we had a chance to get together. I almost forgot about Hurricane Debbie down in the Carolinas right now. So good. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
We're pretty waterlogged, but I'd rather be waterlogged than dry like out west where they have all the fires. So,
Oh, it's bad. I'm in
yeah.
Seattle, and we were just, me and my daughter the other day were talking about it. It's gotten to the point that summer fires has become a thing. It's not like we don't expect it now. We're just like, oh, it's the smoke, mom. It's the summer fires. Like it's normal. No, that's not normal.
No, I just came
Yeah.
back from Yellowstone not too long ago,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was smoky then. So it was from some California fires.
Wow. Were you, that wasn't around the time when the geyser just went up. Did you hear about
That
that?
was right after,
Oh,
actually. I can
wow.
tell you, like, how my timing was perfect
Wow.
for
Oh
this
my
trip.
gosh.
So remember the computer snafu with the airlines?
Yeah.
So we that didn't affect us, but we flew right after that. And then we came back and then we had Hurricane Debbie come through.
Oh my gosh. Wow. So you've been through a couple of different experiences, the natural
Yeah.
experiences.
Yeah, I love to travel, and my travel experiences have been wonderful. I mean, when I went to Egypt, it was smooth sailing to
Wow.
and from. So that's why you know that the universe is supporting you in this action when it just works itself out.
Yeah. Such a good vibe too when you're on the right road and everything is just coasting. Such a good feeling.
Yeah.
That's what kind of in a way when you know you're on the right path because it just kind of just flows. Beautiful.
And then you get these little gifts, like wonderful conversations or a beautiful smile from a toddler or, a gift from someone that you weren't expecting.
Yes, it's beautiful. I always just say this. Um, this happened to my daughter because as I mentioned, she had the fall. And my daughter is a dancer. She's performer. She's a burlesque performer. She's also a politician. She has a crazy life. Virgos are amazing. And
I have a Virgo daughter, so
yeah, they're amazing. But she's her sun, moon, and Mercury in the fifth house. So that's where the entertainment comes in. And she counts on that money, the extra money, because she has her own business too. She does a lot. But she was worried about the money and she had posted that she fallen. And for some reason, people started sending money they found her old GoFundMe and she got almost $400. So it offset her having to dance
Mhm.
that day. So I thought, that's amazing. Life is amazing. Some things will flow in spite of whatever life throws at us. If it's meant to be, it will happen in your best
Yeah. And
interest
here's
and
another
behavior.
tip. When something good happens to you, say thank you
Thank you.
and cherish it and be grateful and move about your day.
Yes. That is the best advice. There was Alicia Hartzell, who is my spiritual teacher. She teaches that one of the highest vibrating things out there is gratitude, love and gratitude. And if we
Mhm.
can get to that place, at least of gratitude, we could change the world. We can change our lives. We could change everything. We just have to get into that place in our heart. And then everything starts to change to the better.
Yeah, if good things happen to you, celebrate it.
Yeah.
Don't dismiss it. Don't deny it. Don't say no. Say yes to the good things.
Yeah. I love that. Wow, Tina, you're amazing. Thank you so much for coming to be with me today, and especially on 8/8 Lionsgate. My goodness, let's hope this gets out to lots of people and we can help spread some positivity and sunshine around the world.
Yeah, thank you so much. I've been following you for a little while on social media, so I'm so glad we were able to talk face to face through Zoom finally.
Yes. I wish I did more, but that's okay. I'm getting to an age where I'm starting to pull back a little bit. But then there's younger people like yourself out there that are carrying on the message and will reach the right souls and people who are meant to hear it. So thank you for all you do. You're amazing. I feel your spirit. It came through so loud, so clear. I sorry to interrupt and just call you out, Miss Pisces. I had to call it out immediately. I feel the spirit. I feel it. I feel it. So thank you so much for that. And thank you for today. And thank you for your graciousness on the timing because of what had happened with my daughter. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure. Everyone, oh, before we go, this is something I like to do. Let's find a good song. I like to go out with music. Let's put on a good song and let's see what I can find really fast. Hold on. I am a big, what's this one? I don't know if this is the right song. Hold on. It's a good song, but let's see. I don't know. How's this one? This is a nice little beat right here. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Here we go. We got our dance off song. This is I always like the dance off. Yeah, we got a little dance. Yeah. Yeah, so we can stay a little chill as we leave. Yeah. I have too much fun with it. Thank you, Tina. It's so much
Thank you.
blessings, blessings.
Bye.
Bye.